Hello, I'm Lindsay Newitter, and this is the second in a series of videos about my new classes called Posture Speaks. So I will be recording a new video each week on a topic that I am addressing in my classes. Last week, the topic was posture. This week, the topic is confidence. So I'm going to be looking at the idea of confidence from two different perspectives. And you might relate to one more than the other. So if you hear the first one, you're like, that's not quite me. Keep listening. You might relate to the second one. So what does confidence mean? So one common thing that might be the most common that people think of when they think of confidence is feeling self-confident, feeling self-assured. The opposite might be feeling unsure, feeling insecure, feeling like you're anxious, or like if you get in front of a group of people, like you kind of freeze up. Imposter syndrome is a word that's used a lot, feeling like you're not good enough for the job, for the talk you're giving, to be heard in the meeting you're in. So this is one type that is often triggered by the event of speaking in front of people, or to it's often triggered actually by the act of communicating. And it's like there's something that happens in that moment that kind of makes the person go like, so that is one thing that my classes will be looking at. Another thing is a little bit different. It might be that there are habits related to posture, related to breathing, related to speaking, that are just kind of on autopilot for somebody anytime that they go to speak or share their ideas. But it doesn't really have to do with them feeling confident or sure or about themselves. It's not necessarily like a self-esteem issue or having negative thoughts in their head. That it really just has to do with habit that's on autopilot. And it might be habits that were developed a long time ago that have kind of stuck around, but the person might not think, oh, I don't feel confident. They might not think they have imposter syndrome. It might just be like, oh, my posture is generally kind of like hunched all the time, or I tend to get hoarse when I speak, but it's not because they're nervous. Nonetheless, these kind of habits can affect somebody's confidence because they might think, gee, I really don't want to run out of air when I'm speaking, or I don't want my voice to get gravelly. So they might worry about this sort of thing happening, or just it might be really annoying when it happens. Or they think that their posture isn't conveying the confidence that they feel. And maybe they see themselves in a photo and they go, oh, I don't recognize that as, what I'm doing. So sometimes people don't feel what their body is doing. It's kind of happening on autopilot. So in both types of confidence, is sort of going onto autopilot can happen, but it can happen for different reasons. Another one I'll fit in there, which is maybe kind of a combination of both. It can be triggered by the actual act of speaking. Is excitement. So some people, they get really excited about what they're saying. They don't feel insecure, but they put out a lot of energy. And this can lead to burnout. It can lead to feeling really depleted from interacting with other people. But again, just going on this autopilot, you don't know how much tension you're creating in your body when you're speaking. You might not be aware of the kind of stress you're creating in yourself until later when you feel depleted. So everything we'll be looking at has to do with developing better body awareness, feeling really grounded, feeling aware of your habits, not self-conscious, but just aware, so that you are in charge, that you can take command of your own physical presence, of your posture, of how you project your voice, of your breathing, so you don't get all caught up in your breath and feel like you're running out of air. So that's a demonstration of what people often say happens, and they're not sure how it's happening. So I will be talking about some of those specifics a little more specifically in some of these videos, and they are topics I will be addressing really clearly, how to step by step change those habits that seem like they're on autopilot in my classes. If you are interested in learning more, what I suggest you do is look down at the description of this video. You will see a link to a free class on my website. It's a free training, and I suggest you take a look at that free training. You will get a sense of what my classes are like, and you will get a tip that you can put into use right away. If you have any questions or comments, please feel to leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you next week.